What up? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna upgrade some more things on the beloved Honda Life. Next to me is everything we're gonna use today. So we're gonna do a fresh oil change on this bad boy because I haven't done one since I went on that road trip. So I feel like it needs one. Someone's gonna win this car in a couple days too. Also, if you haven't entered on the waffle, about I believe 65 slots sold, 135 to go, free shipping. Everyone who spaces the entry is gonna get some free merch. I'm working on that next week. You guys saw that I put the cool decal on there. About to do a fresh oil change like I mentioned. We're gonna paint the calipers yellow. You already know, WayBeforeTheFame style. And then I'm gonna put some black lug nuts just because I feel like, I don't know, I'm not really crazy about those, and it gives it a nice little pop color. And I'm on wheel locks just because, you know, better safe than sorry is what they say. So I think the first thing I'm gonna do is jack the car up and get all the wheels off. I think the oil change is gonna take me no more than 20 minutes. So I'd rather start with the prep on the calipers because I'm gonna let that dry for about like 4 or 5 hours. Now that that's done, for anybody who's wondering what the underside of the car looks, very clean as expected. Let me show you guys. No rust. All the lines look nice. This car is extremely clean. Even on this side, you can see there's a lot of life left on the brakes. Over here, exhaust, everything looks straight. This is a solid car. If you haven't entered already, here's another look to maybe convince you. But all right, let's start the prep now. Let me get my wire brush. Let's clean this up a bit and let's start painting them yellow. Once we're done getting all the dirt off, what I like to do next is give it a nice wash, and then I grab a towelette and some alcohol, and then I'll just completely smother it for this purpose, and then just get all that additional like little dirt. Make sure we're able to paint over it on a nice dry surface. And you really just take your time on that. When it comes to painting calipers, it's probably one of the easiest things you can do, and you know, it makes your car look a little cooler. You gain 15 horsepower, but it really is all in the prep. Painting it itself is super simple. I'm not even taking the calipers off for this job. I mostly don't on every time I've done it. It's really just prep. Make sure you get tape over everything. Make sure you don't like cut the little rubber. Make sure you don't damage the part where you bleed the calipers. And then you really just do this and take your sweet old time. Your rack should look like that. It's really like painting anything. The more prep you do, the better it'll look. Now to continue on the prep side, what I like to do is go like the Dollar Tree or Family Dollar. Buy one of these garbage bags, and for the back it's pretty easy. I just open the bag fully. This bag is a little too big, but I didn't feel like buying more. And then I will just basically cover it completely. Cut a little hole, not too big, so you can just go slightly like this. So this right here is actually perfect. You see how it's right under this little like, I don't even know what to call this, but look, it's tight under there. And where I want to paint is just all this. I'm going to put some tape over these, but this is perfect. You want to get that like tight fitment all around so you're able to just paint freely. Backs are way easier than the front, but now that I have this, I'm going to put some tape up here, make sure I don't get some overspray there, and then I'll tape up maybe over here so I don't get anything on the exhaust. I think this is a pretty good job. You don't really see any areas where I can get overspray. Now to the other side. So on this side I wasn't able to get the bag perfectly, but I just put some painter's tape all the way around, and now this side is just as secure. Now let's work on the fronts. So up here you definitely want to get some tape over this rubber. Over this you definitely don't want to get any in here, any in here, any in here. Again, cover this rubber, cover these bolts too. Honestly, I'm probably just gonna paint like from here forward. I don't really care too much about back here. So I definitely want to get all this done. Obviously nothing on the rotor itself. And then that's pretty much it. I'm going to see if I get some bags or just probably completely scratch this because this bag is just way too big. But remember, the main areas are here, 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 this rubber, here, and don't get any on the rotors or the pads itself. All right, so I stopped being lazy and I got the proper size bag. So you want something about this size, the size of like a small like bathroom garbage bag or something. And here's my tape job. This black bag is just to cover some overspray, but remember, nothing there, nothing there. I got a little something there, a little something there. Cover that up. And then now we can do the other side. Look at the size difference on this bag. And then we kind of do the same thing we did with the rears. Just try to cover up as much as possible. We don't have to put a hole this time. And then you get something like that. And now we just got to worry about here, here, inside there. Use our painter's tape to our advantage. Now that the fronts are done, what you want to do here is pull out about 1 inch of painter's tape and then just wrap it completely around. And make sure it's nice and tight, so when you're painting on the primer, which is what we're going to use right here, this is high temp primer. Not that this is going to get hot, but the fronts are going to get hot. And then we do a couple coats of this. I'll probably do one right now that I'm here. And I do 2 coats of primer. I do the first one pretty light. Nothing too crazy. I'm not trying to cover everything. Like, that's fine, honestly. And now you grab about 1 inch, peel that off, wrap it completely around, close it there, and then boom. Now let's go to the fronts. This side we're done with the prep, so we just hit it with a nice little gray. Every time I put on primer, I'm always like, I should just leave it like that. Especially with this car, it kind of goes perfectly, but I'm a sucker for yellow calipers. Again, you know, little coat, keep that on for like 10 minutes. Nothing too crazy. That one actually went pretty heavy, but now let's let all this dry. Now that the primer has dried for a good like 10 minutes, let's put the first coat of yellow. I do at least 3 coats of this. So we'll just do again a pretty nice coat, nothing crazy. I love how much yellow calipers just transform a car. Like, look at that already. Just look at it already. It gives it such a pop color, especially on white, but really any color. I think if I had a yellow car, I probably wouldn't go yellow on yellow. So if I end up buying that yellow beat, I don't think I'm gonna go yellow calipers, yellow car. That's a little too much. Now let's do coat number 2. A little thicker, but still, I'll probably do like 4 coats, honestly. So I just did the final coat on this guy. Thing looks pretty good. Same for the backs here. I might need to get another little spray there actually. Pretty good. Last but not least, pretty good. So let me just get that one corner, then we're gonna let this dry for a couple hours. About 4 hours later, usually what I like to do is I'll let this sit here overnight or for at least like 6-7 hours, but I actually have to go somewhere. I have to go pick up a rental actually, because we're going on another adventure tomorrow to check out that red Honda Beat. Usually I would keep it a secret, but I'm gonna go drive to Virginia tomorrow. We're gonna drive that red Beat, and we're gonna see some other cars that'll keep a secret, but we're gonna drive the red Beat. But while we're still in New York, let's check out my prep work. Let's see if I did a good job. I see some little overspray there, nothing too crazy. I should have prepped a little more, I'm not gonna lie, but I knew that my time wasn't really on my side because like I said, I have to go pick up this rental car. So I was like, let me do this because I've been trying to do this for a while. And I feel like I definitely wanted to get it done before the raffle was over. But I mean, face value, pretty nice. We still gotta clean up some things. When I put the rims on, it's when it really makes a difference. Like no one's gonna see this little, you know, sway bar, and if I really wanted to, I could just paint that black right now. So in my opinion, I'm gonna give the rears a solid 9 out of 10. Only reason it's not a 10 is because of that. And for the fronts, I'll give this one a solid 8 because of that, which I probably might paint black. I'm not 100% sure yet. But that's an imperfection. And then this side I give like a 7. The caliper itself is fine. It's a little ugly there, but that is unacceptable. That's a little bad. I might actually give it a lower score. But realistically, when I put the wheels on, all you're gonna see is this. So it's not a big deal, but for me, I shouldn't have been as lazy and just did some more prep. But now let's put on the rear wheels with the new wheel locks. I think it looks much better now. I love the black lug nuts. It goes with the Honda logo. I just gotta clean up the rims a bit. And then that pop color of yellow just makes every car. So I remember before even doing this oil change, Josh was telling me that the drain plug is like extremely long. And I took the cap off, whatever, it's right here. But it took me a good 15-20 minutes and I'm still not even 100% correct if this is the drain plug. It's just, how could this be it? It's not really attached to anything, but he was telling me it's a super long bolt, so I'm assuming it has to be that. But has anyone ever seen anything so weird? So let's take that off. The filter is right there, and let's get this done. When I tell you I'm so confused right now, it's really an understatement. Like, how could this be the drain bolt? This is so sus. I told you guys there was a reason I didn't like Hondas. For shit like this. What even is that? New filter in, but let's really just focus one more time. This is the oil drain plug. Like, it goes here. This whole... What? And just like that, we're finished. We gotta go pick up the rental, so maybe I'll show you guys that in this video too, but I'm super late because I decided to do this last minute. But let's see, is the car gonna blow up? Oil light is on. Okay, it's off. Let's go. We got the rental. This is the car I'm gonna be driving to Virginia so we could check out the red Honda Beat and see if it even drives. And then this is the good old life with its yellow calipers, black lug nuts. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Remember the name. This is way before the fame.